y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara and I make career, travel, and lifestyle content here on YouTube. So if any of that interests you, you already know what I'm about to say. Pause this video right now, make sure you are subscribed to my channel and you turn on the bell so that you're notified anytime a new video goes live. Happy New Year! I cannot believe it. We are well into January at this point, which is actually so crazy because it does feel like 2024 just started yesterday, and we are basically in the last full week of January, which is, again, time is flying. Kayla and I just finished a 21-day Daniel's fast, which I think is my first time completing the Daniel's fast in a few years. And while it was challenging, I'm very, very proud of just the commitment, and I feel so much more ready to take on the new year. I felt like it was just a great way to reset not only like my mind and my body, but also just in my relationship with God. I really want to continue to prioritize that area of my life, and what better way to do that than fasting? So as we are moving into February and the year kind of fully gets into swing, it is still a really good time to think about this next year of your life and how you want it to look, not only personally but professionally as well. I really love this time of year because not only is it a great time to reflect on the highlights and all of the memories and the good things that happen, but also it gives you a good time to really pause and reassess and think about the things that you need to do differently in the next year to make the change between where you are and where you want to be, basically helping to bridge that gap. So in light of that, in today's video, I'm going to share 6 professional habits that it is absolutely essential for you to either double down on, because maybe these are things that you're already doing, and if not, then these are things that you need to cultivate in your professional life to really grow. No matter what your professional goals are this year, whether you're looking to start something new, let go of things that no longer serve you, or amplify your strengths and the things that you do really well, I've got you covered in this video. Without further ado, we're gonna jump into the first habit, but I guess before I do, I'm also going to do my nails. Okay, you guys, my nails look crazy. You can't really see them from back here, but I'm missing a few, including my thumb, and I'm getting them done on Friday because I'm going out of town next week. So I am getting them done, but I don't want to go through the week with struggle nails, and I really wanted to do these before I got on camera, and then I was like, why don't I just do them and talk to you guys about these habits? We'll just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So we're gonna redo my nails, just kind of reapply the nails that I don't have. We are using this nail set by Luxie. I have a couple of these sets. I really enjoy them. It comes with everything you need to do your nails, and we love that. We are really trying to be more mindful about how much money we are spending, particularly when it comes to like beauty expenses, like getting my nails done, getting my lashes, getting massages, getting waxes, getting my eyebrows done, like getting my hair done. Like, girl, something's gotta give. So we've been rocking the press-ons since the beginning of the year, and then like I said, I'll actually get my nails done later this week. So anyways, I'm gonna do this while I get into the first habit. All right, so habit number 1 is continuous learning. Now, continuous learning involves, all right, y'all, let's get into habit number 1, continuous learning. Now, what is continuous learning? Continuous learning involves acquiring new knowledge, new skills, new insights, anything that is going to help you stay relevant and advance in your professional career. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to how quickly industries are changing, technologies are advancing. We have AI taking over everywhere, and it is going to be important that you stay up to date on how all of those things are affecting your career. Wow, I'm like busting out right here. Hold on, y'all. All right, let's see if that works. Okay, so like I was saying, it's going to be important that you use continuous learning as a way to stay abreast of all of the changes that are happening. Gone are the days where you are able to just go to school one time, get a degree, and never have to crack a book open again. Like, those days are gone. And now, I'm not saying that you need to go and enroll in another graduate program or another degree program unless you want to and you feel like it's actually going to help you and your professional goals. I personally believe that if you do decide to pursue education like after your bachelor's degree, somebody should be paying for it, but that's not the point of this video. What I'm saying is there are tons of ways to learn continuously without getting another degree, without enrolling in school. And so some of my favorite ways to do this are through online courses. On my goal list this year is to obtain another HR certification. And so those certifications are great ways to continuously learn and stay abreast of things that are changing in your industry. You could also subscribe to different industry publications and news articles. You can join professional organizations, attend conferences. Okay, like, you get the point. The list goes on. There are tons of ways that continuous learning can be integrated into your routine. So my challenge to you is to find 1 or 2 things that you can do consistently as a proactive way to acquire new knowledge. Okay, whatever that looks like for you. So like I said, for me, I'm planning to obtain a new HR certification. I am also doubling down on learning Spanish. I am currently enrolled in an 8-week Spanish class program, and my goal is to stay in Spanish lessons formally at least once a quarter, and then of course like expose myself to the language through different immersive experiences, like going to different museums, different restaurants, different festivals, watching different TV shows in the Spanish language, right? Like really trying to immerse myself as much as possible in the language, because I know that going to Spanish class once a week, 2 hours a week, is not enough. So yeah, those are a couple of things that I'm doing. You find the things that work for you. All right, now let's move into the second habit that it's going to be important for you to cultivate to grow your career in 2024: strategic networking. Okay, networking. I know sometimes it feels like just something else that is being asked of you, but building relationships not only in your career but also in your life is really beneficial. We are not meant to go through life alone, and I feel like especially during the pandemic this became all the more clear to me. We are meant to be in community. We are meant to help each other, lean on each other, support each other, encourage each other. And so having people in your life, in different areas of your life, to do those things is really important. I know maybe you've heard of some of these sayings of your network is your net worth, or it's not what you know, but it's who you know and who knows you, right? All those sayings are just speaking to the impact and the importance of networking. Again, both on your professional life and in your personal life as well. This is an area of my life that I am absolutely like zeroing in on, because it's an area of my life that I have definitely neglected over the past couple of years. And yes, like I can blame it on the pandemic, but child, it's 2024. Okay, so it's time to kind of let that go and really move into kind of my next space. So actually last week I went to 2 different networking events, which, I mean, a pat on the back. that was my goal for the month. My goal is to attend 2 networking events a month. I am also actually joining some professional organizations. So I am joining in a graduate chapter for my sorority. So I am a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Shout out if you are a soror, shout out to you. I'm joining a graduate chapter. I haven't been involved in a graduate chapter since I lived in South Carolina, and even then, like, I was involved but not really. And so like I really want to make sure that I'm an active member of each and every one of the organizations that I'm joining in some shape, form, or fashion. Like, obviously we don't want to do too much. I don't want to burn myself out. I don't want to overcommit, but I do want to be like an active contributing member. So joining another graduate chapter this year, and then I'm also joining an HR organization. So just trying to figure out which one, or maybe I'll end up in 2 that I'll end up joining, just again to make sure that I'm networking and meeting people in my industry. That networking event that I went to last week was for Black HR professionals in the Chicago area, and I just loved it so much. Like, while I feel like, yes, it could have been a little more structured in terms of helping facilitate conversations between people, I can only imagine how overwhelming or how overwhelmed I would have felt had I gone by myself. I dragged 2 of my coworkers with me, and thank God I did, because it's just so much, it's much less intimidating going with somebody than going by yourself. So I'm glad I did that. But nonetheless, it was so nice to just be around people who were in the same industry. Like, loved it. So I definitely plan to do more of that this year, but I do plan to network strategically, right? I really want to put emphasis on that word. When I first started out in my career, I was networking, but it definitely wasn't strategically. I was all about quantity. I was networking with any and everyone, and I wasn't really doing a good job of building authentic and meaningful relationships, right? Like, the quality really wasn't there. And so that is kind of my focus as I move into this space of wanting to expand my network, is doing so in a way that feels genuine and not like forced. You know, I'm definitely not about forcing relationships at this point in my career and in my life. Like, I want things to happen naturally and organically, but I also realize that I have to put myself in spaces to make that happen. Like, the house is not going to cut it all the time. And so if this is an area that you really want to focus on this year, here are 3 tips to help you as you're going on and you're building your network, because it truly is, networking is an art. So here are 3 tips to help you cultivate those meaningful and genuine connections. First and foremost, be authentic and genuinely interested in others. It's not just about exchanging business cards, right? Like, be curious and really be interested in understanding that other person's experiences, their challenges, their aspirations. Authenticity is really the key to building that trust, and it's gonna make your connections more meaningful and lasting. The second tip that I want to share is make sure that you are finding ways to provide value as well. Relationships should be about reciprocity. One person should not be benefiting more than the other, right? Like, there's things for you to gain from other people, but there's also things for you to give to other people. So make sure that you're finding ways to do that, whether that's sharing relevant resources or offering assistance or even making connections. There are ways that you can serve in your relationships, and doing so is just going to strengthen it. All right. And then the third tip is to practice effective communication. So really, when you are engaging in these conversations, like, practice active listening, like, ask questions. Again, it's not about the quantity of relationships that you're building, it's the quality. So really go deep. One thing that I always love to do is like reference details from previous conversations just to show that you are remembering. I will never forget one time I was talking to one of my coworkers, and he had told me in a previous conversation that his girlfriend was moving, and like, you know, they were getting ready to move in together. And so the next time that I saw him, before we started jumping into our conversation, I just said, hey, like, did your girlfriend move yet? Like, if so, like, how are things going? And he was just like, oh my God, like, I can't remember you remembered that. And it's like those little details really help to build deeper connections. So that is my challenge to you. It's not just about networking, but doing so strategically and in a way that ultimately is going to help you, right? And the only way that your network is going to help you is if the relationships are based off of genuineness and authenticity. All right, let's move on to habit number 3, personal branding. Now, your personal brand is going to be your unique combination of skills, experiences, qualities, values, etc. that really define you and differentiate you from other people. This is going to include how you present yourself to the world, both personally and professionally, and it plays a really big role in shaping how others perceive who you are and what you stand for. So some people that I feel like have built some really great brands. First and foremost, Auntie Tab. The first few words that come to mind when I think about Auntie Tab's brand is joy, compassion, her vegan lifestyle, and Donna, honey, okay? And based on that, she's been able to build a lot of different businesses and have a lot of different opportunities, but it doesn't feel like disingenuine or like disjointed and not connected. Like everything that she does, or that she different partnership opportunities that she has had, it makes sense because of the brand that she has built for herself. Her collab with the McCormick seasoning. We know Aunt Tab was discovered mostly because of her vegan cooking videos, right? So that was a no-brainer. She also has a couple of cookbooks. She had a collection, a line with Target, and when I saw the line, it screamed Aunt Tabitha, right? She has Donna's recipe. Donna is her hair, and the fact that we all know that she refers to her hair as Donna, and she's been able to build a hair care company around that, again, it makes sense because she was really clear on who she was and what she stands for, and then she's able to build on top of that. Jackie Aina. I feel like I personally did not get hip to Jackie Aina until much later. I want to say within these past couple of years I got hip to Jackie Aina, and mostly I follow Jackie Aina's Lavishly Jackie page, where she walks through kind of like this self-care luxury lifestyle, and I just really love her. That's what I think about when I think of Jackie Aina, right? I also think about somebody who is really good with like setting and maintaining boundaries, someone who is not afraid to like call somebody out in love, especially when it comes to inclusivity in the beauty space. All that to say, I really love the brand and the business that Jackie Aina has been able to build for herself. Those two, I think, have done a really good job of building personal brands. And if you are somebody who is trying to figure out where do you start with building a personal brand, I've got you. Here are 4 things that you can do right now to get clear on your personal brand. Number 1, you need to get clear on what makes you unique. So what are your skills? What are your experiences? What do you value? What things make you different from other people? You really want to get clear on the specific value that you bring to the table. The second thing that you're going to want to do is establish and maintain an online presence on relevant industry platforms, whatever that means for you. That could be LinkedIn, that could be Twitter, that could be other industry platforms. And it's not enough just to have a profile. Like, you really want to make sure that your profile is optimized. So make sure that you have a professional photo, make sure that your bio is filled out, make sure that your experiences and your skills are up to date with your most recent achievements and accomplishment. The third thing you're going to do is position yourself as a thought leader in whatever niche, industry, whatever that you're in. And the way that you can do that is by contributing. starting to share your voice and your thoughts and your opinions on different things that are going on in your world. So you can create and share blog posts, articles, you can comment on different industry trends or discussion topics. There are tons of ways to really get yourself out there and get comfortable with hearing yourself share your opinion. I think this has been an area of my professional life that I've really been working on, is viewing myself as an expert is okay, right? I have a lot of experience, and feeling comfortable and confident in that experience and what I bring to the table, and knowing that my thoughts are valid and that I deserve to share my knowledge. And the last thing, okay, here comes networking again. Networking is one of the best ways to build your professional brand. You really get a chance to meet people and speak about who you are and what you do and why you do what you do. And then from there, you get connected with people who might share your same vision or mission, or maybe they know somebody that can help you advance in this area, right? So really being able to surround yourself with people who can ultimately help you on your journey is the goal. And it's one of the best ways to build your professional brand. So building your brand is not something that's done overnight. It is a process. It takes time. And understanding that your brand can also shift as you are exposed to different information and you gain new experiences and your interests change. Your brand should shift with you, which is why it's really important to make sure that you are consistently updating and maintaining your brand. All right, tip number 4, cultivating the habit of time management. And y'all, let me tell you, this is also an area that I am trying to really do better at, because time is one of our most valuable resources, and learning how to manage it is going to be essential for both your personal and your professional success. Effective time management is all about setting goals, breaking down tasks into smaller manageable tasks, and sticking to deadlines. So like I mentioned, this is really an area that I want to focus on this year, because I really want to ensure that I'm not just busy for the sake of being busy, but when I am working, that I'm focused and intentional with those times. So I think a lot of the times I multitask, and I'll be watching a movie and I'll just open my laptop and like be working on something. And while sure, that's fine some of the time, I feel like having focused time periods to work without any other distractions really does help me be more productive. I feel like it does shorten the amount of time that it takes me to do something, because like I'm locked in. So this year I really want to be more strategic with how I'm using my time, especially being that I am a full-time 9-to-5 girly. I own my own business. I also create content. I also am trying to just have a life outside of all of that, and travel and be a sister and a friend and hopefully a girlfriend, child. Like, let me stop. So if you are trying to be better about this habit and you want to practice other time management strategies, here are some things that you can do. Obviously, we all love a good to-do list. I like to do a big to-do list at the beginning of every week, and I just brain dump every single thing that I need to do, no matter how big or small. I feel like starting here and then being able to schedule my week based off of that is much more helpful than trying to like remember things and schedule them as you remember, and then like, oh yeah, like I forgot about this one thing, like how am I going to squeeze it in now? Just start with writing down all of your to-do lists all at once and then going from there. I'm also really big on batching similar tasks. So for example, if I'm recording videos, like YouTube videos for the day, I'll try to record 2 at a time versus just 1. Since I'm already like in recording mode, my camera's out, my makeup's done, like why not take advantage, right? I do the same thing with like writing all my captions. I will sit and I'll write all my captions at one time since I'm already in like this editing mode. So finding similar tasks and batching them together is a really easy way to improve your time management. You can learn to say no, okay? Learning to say no is a time management strategy, and it is one that I lean into wholeheartedly, okay? Before I commit to anything, I'd like to think about, how is this thing helping me get to my goal? If it is not, then I say no. I don't feel ashamed about it. Setting boundaries. When are you gonna work? When are you not gonna work, right? Being really clear about those. If you don't want to take meetings after 5 p.m., then you don't take meetings after 5 p.m., right? If your coworker continuously is scheduling meetings over your lunch period, decline the meetings and let your coworker know, hey, like, I need this time to eat my lunch and to do XYZ. Please find another time. Don't feel bad about it. And the last tip that I want to leave you with is the 2-minute rule, because it's something that I'm also really like being more mindful about. The rule says if something takes you 2 minutes or less, you do it immediately. And the reason why I love this rule so much is because a lot of times we let the things that take the least amount of time drag from our to-do list week to week to week, instead of just knocking it out immediately. So now anytime I receive an email, task, anything that requires me to respond, if it takes 2 minutes or less for me to action on that thing, I'm going to do it immediately and clear it off my list. So all that to say, there are several time management techniques out there. You're going to have to trial and error and figure out which ones work for you, which ones don't work for you. It's an extremely personal process, but once you do find what works for you, stick with it. All right, first of all, let me check in on my nails. We are completely done. We have filled them all in. Not too much, y'all, not too much, okay? These are just for the week. I feel like they look fine. Okay, from far away. Ooh, she's got her nails done. Period. Okay. Let's move on to number 5. Habit number 5 is all about cultivating the habit of adaptability and resilience. If there is anything that any of us have learned, especially over these past couple of years, it's that the only thing that is constant is change. And because of that, we all need to be prepared and be flexible, be nimble, and even be proactive in it. If you can navigate change, embrace new opportunities, continuously learn, effectively problem solve, you are going to be set and you are going to thrive in this dynamic and evolving work environment. I, for one, pride myself on my resilience. It is one of my strengths, like being able to maintain positivity and know that no matter what, like, it's all gonna work out the way that it's supposed to. Just continue to keep going no matter what. Here are a few of my favorite strategies that I like to use to help myself bounce back from setbacks. Number 1, your support system. Again, this goes back to relationships, community, partnerships, networking. We are not meant to do this thing called life alone. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. You need to build a support system because it is critical, especially during these times where you're down and you've been set back. The second thing that I like to do is focus on my physical well-being. So ensuring that I'm still working out, that I'm still eating a good balanced diet, that I'm still getting enough sleep. All of those things are still important, especially during these periods where we feel a little not ourselves. And then the last thing that I always do, I meet with my therapist once a month at least. And during times where I'm finding it a little more difficult, I may opt to meet with her more often. Change is inevitable. It's going to happen. And so instead of being resistant to it, it's really important that you find ways to deal with it. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. Get good with that feeling, because that means that you are consistently growing and you're exposing yourself to new things, which again is only going to help you both personally and professionally. All right, and with that, we're gonna roll into the last habit to cultivate to ensure that you have a prosperous 2024 professionally, and that is integrating your well-being into your routine. Prioritizing your well-being is not a luxury. Let me repeat that. Prioritizing your well-being, your holistic well-being at that, is not a luxury. It is an investment into the sustainability and success of both your career and your life. A thriving professional life is going to hinge on your holistic health. So what do I mean when I say your holistic health or holistic well-being? So I like to think of 8 wellness dimensions that make up your holistic well-being or your holistic health. Those 8 wellness dimensions are physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relational, environmental, and professional. Now, why am I emphasizing 8 different areas? Because I think a lot of us tend to over-rotate and focus solely on our career. But your career is not who you are. It is solely what you do, and it's just a part of what you do. And so in order to reach full fulfillment, in order to ensure that your holistic well-being is cared for, you need to make sure that you are pouring into each one of these areas as well. I'm going to challenge you to take yourself through a slower exercise. First, by starting with assessing where you feel like you are holistically in each one of those wellness dimensions. 1 being, I don't focus on this area at all, to 10 being the absolute best. Once you do that, you'll have your starting point, because then you'll be able to see areas where you may be a little more imbalanced, and then you can tailor your habits and your actions to address those specific things. Now, remember that well-being practices are most sustainable and successful when implemented gradually over time. So we're looking for small shifts. It's not about doing these big, drastic changes that are not sustainable. Really thinking about those daily, little, small habits that you could implement again to help you become a more balanced version of yourself. The last thing that I want to add about integrating your holistic well-being into your career and work-life balance is that this is not a set in stone thing. This is going to be something that changes constantly. Again, depending on what priorities you have going on in your life, you know, what your goals are at that moment, the environment that you're in, all of those things play a role in the habits that we choose to implement and or we choose to forego. I really encourage you to assess your holistic well-being frequently. That way you can ensure that the habits and the routines and the things that you're doing are the best for you. All right, y'all, so those are the 6 transformative habits for your career for 2024. I'm gonna run through them all one more time. Number 1, networking. Connect with others to open up opportunities and grow in your career. Number 2, continuous learning. Keep learning and acquiring new skills to stay up to date in your niche, your industry, your field. Number 3, well-being integration. Take care of your holistic health for sustained productivity. Number 4, cultivate adaptability and resilience. Embrace change and bounce back stronger from challenges. Number 5, effective time management. Manage your time wisely to optimize productivity and achieve your goals. And number 6, personal branding. Build a positive professional image to advance your career and succeed in the evolving workplace. And with that, I'm going to encourage you to take some time to assess your current habits and start implementing some positive changes. Embrace this opportunity to make intentional adjustments that align better with your goals and contribute to a more successful and fulfilling personal and professional life. I hope that you found today's video helpful, and if so, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that, I will see you all in my next video. Peace.